These are some Dinar Guru updates, starting off with Mountain Goat. Let's look at the steps of currency reform playing out. Number one, they completed the banking reforms. Number two, they hooked the banking and financial sector into the global financial sector, updating technology. Number three, they conduct the reinstatement and the project to delete the zeros. Number four, they can then limit the money supply, end the inflation, and back most of the dinar with gold. Yes, gold backed, and much more is even required by Basel requirements. Oh, but the dinar is just 1/6 of a penny. Why are they constantly bragging so much? Are they prepping the outside world to get invested in Iraq in the near future? All right, Mark Z via PDK, when has the RV happened before? Mark Z says to everyone who says it doesn't happen this way, Iraq has revalued their currency 3 times in the last 100 years. Also, Germany and Japan RVs after World War II. I've also mentioned Kuwait. There are many countries who have revalued throughout history. Frank 26 article, quote, the central bank raises the financing needs for its development initiatives to $18 trillion. The CBI has to flood the streets with the NSCNs now. Tivon questioned what did Al-Kazemi say to his cabinet that he wanted at the earliest session to address the issue of reducing the USD rate against the IQD, right? So why would we expect anything prior? Tivon said he said this on June 23rd. We got a heads up on a potential timeline for a change in rate. Between now and then, I'm looking for the Gazette announcement. So, in that sense, a parliamentary session would be a time and place to issue a legal decision regarding the reduction in the USD price. Apparently, they cannot the House of Representatives distribute any funds because Hakeem al-Zalimi even stated that he will take up everything with the relevant authorities once the EFSL is published in the Gazette, which is MIA, and you should keep an eye out for the official publication. Mark Zavia PDK, I'm still hearing fantastic things. We are on the cusp of it. RV within days or up to at the most couple of weeks. They're confident. We are seeing it at the end, and I think they're accurate based on what I'm seeing around the world in the financial markets. Nader from the Mideast is saying the budget, I think they'll pass it by next month. I don't know if the exchange rate it's in it or not. I have no idea. And for Breitling, question, what does Iraq need to do to add value to their currency? Breitling says they don't need to do anything. What specifically Iraq is going to have to do is sit there and watch the energy markets, see who goes there. Their markets can expand if they expand to China. But guess what Iraq wants to do? They want China to trade their own currency, and so they have the currency going up and going to be able to do that. It's hard to predict the day, but everyone knows they're going to do it. Caparoni Guru Pimpy says Iraq is not going to replace the dinar. Not true. This is exactly what they're talking about, issuing a new Iraqi dinar, replacing the old. Samson article, quote, Al-Kazemi failure to pass the budget leads to a delay of about 10 years in providing services in Iraq, unquote. Another quote, in 2020, we did not have a budget. In the following 2021 year, the budget was available. Now in 22, there is no budget, so how can the government work and provide the best without budget, unquote. All right, Walking Stick via Frank 26, as far as the budget may be coming out in October, remember that the rate is not waiting on the budget. The budget is waiting on the rate. What is needed is a seated government for all of this to come together. Sandy Ingram article, quote, Russia's Middle East footprint expands with the new Iran plan, unquote. Sandy says the withdrawal of al-Sadr's group from the Iraqi government could open the door for Moscow. Pimpy article, quote, the Central Bank of Iraq, the exchange rate cannot be changed. This is the size of the gold and currency reserves. Pimpy says another article that's talking about the Iraq exchange rate. This might not be anything other than the fact they just keep reminding people that the exchange rate is not going to change. But it's kind of hard not to remember what happened over there in Kuwait when they told everybody it would be years, and then they turned around and did the rate change the next day. All right, Marzi via PDK, the news is all over the place coming out of Iraq, which is exactly what we saw in Kuwait and exactly what we saw in China during their last revaluation. This is exactly what we expected to start seeing. And there's an article quote, the Central Bank of Iraq, the exchange rate cannot be changed, and this is the size of gold and currency reserves, unquote. Mark Z says they talk about how great things are over there, and they deny these rumors. They have to deny these rumors. This is their job. This is compartmentalized. They're doing the best to suck as much dinar off the streets as they can here at the end. Another article quote, Iraqi central bank denies rumors of change to dinar dollar rate, unquote. Mark Z is saying, we knew we would start seeing this close to the end. They try to cloud the information. Nothing would make them happier than for all of you guys to give up, sell your dinar back to a dealer. That would make their day. So right now they're doing exactly what we expected them to do in the final days.